into a cup. It becomes the cup. You put water, keep on.
I love seeing his movements.
Interesting. We don't, in our...
Expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do.
Beautiful.
Hey, how we doing? My name is Vish.
And I'm Nina.
And today, we will be reacting to...
Bruce Lee's philosophy.
Let's get into it.
The Lost interview.
It might sound too philosophical, but it's acting, or acting, unacting. If you...
You've lost me.
I have, right? So what I'm saying, actually, you see, I mean, it's a combination of both.
Anxiety is something that I used to really struggle with. I wasn't sure if I would ever get through it.
I remember having anxiety and thinking that it was going to last literally forever. I used to have panic attacks, racing thoughts, and super uncomfortable physical symptoms.
Learn the 3 simple steps that we took to get through anxiety in the link in the description down below.
We look forward to seeing you there.
I mean, here it is, the natural instinct, and here is control. You have to combine the two in harmony. Not, if you have one to the extreme, you will be very unscientific. If you have another to the extreme, you become all of a sudden a mechanical man, no longer a human.
It's almost like he's talking about connecting the human to the beingness. That's what I'm at least relating to.
I love that.
Being. So it is a successful combination of both. So therefore, it is not only, so therefore it's not pure naturalness or unnaturalness. The ideal is unnatural naturalness or natural unnaturalness.
Yin yang.
Right, man, that's it. But if you do not have styles, if you just say, well, here I am, you know, as a human being, how can I express myself? Totally and completely. Now, that way, you won't create a style, because style is a crystallization, you know? I mean, that way, it's a process of continuing growth. Hand-wise, it's very slow.
Oh, is it?
And you push it out, but all the time you are keeping the continuity going. Bending, stretching, everything. You know, suppose, you know, I mean, you just keep it moving.
It's like a ballet dancer there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, to them, you see, the idea is running water never grows stale. So you got to just keep on.
I love seeing his movements.
Interesting. We don't, in our world, and haven't since the days of the Greeks who did, combined philosophy and art with sport. But quite clearly, the Oriental attitude is that the 3 are facets of the same things.
Man, listen, you see, really, to me, okay, to me, ultimately, martial art means honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do.
Beautiful.
I mean, it is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, now that, my friend, is very hard to do, and you have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there. When you want to move, you're moving. And when you move, you are determined to move. Not taking 1 inch, not anything less than that. If I want to punch, I'm gonna do it, man, and I'm gonna do it, you see? So I mean, so that is the type of thing you have to train yourself into it, to become one with the, you think?
Becoming one.
It's very
Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Be water, my friend. Bruce Lee's philosophy, what'd you think?
His passion is amazing.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
All right, well.
When somebody talks like that, so passionately, and he's in it, like he's saying flow like water, and he's saying how when the water's in the bottle, it becomes the bottle. When the water, and he is that. He's embodying it as he's talking about it. Love it.
Yes, no, I love that too, because it's really cool, right? With like spirituality, there's so many different ways to become one and to like be conscious or be meditative, whatever you want to call it. And it's really cool to see, because I'm not too sure what his background is with meditation or yoga and all that, but it's at least from the way he talks and what he's describing, it almost seems like he was able to get that connection with consciousness through his martial arts.
Yeah.
Like him describing how, you know, the movements that you make aren't just for the show, but there's a true expression coming in. Like just even having that awareness of what's happening there, to me is so cool, because it shows that you don't really just have to meditate or just do yoga or do spiritual, quote unquote, spiritual things to deepen your awareness. There's different ways to do that. And he seems to be almost enlightened if he's not already, I'm not sure. What did you think of that part?
Yeah, movement is one of the, I think, fastest ways to see where your limitations are and to be able to break through them. If you even think about going to the gym, right? When you first start working out, you're able to like see what, not just what you can physically handle, but what you can mentally, emotionally handle. And you're able to work through those things through movement. And our movement is just a physical manifestation of what's going on inside, right? It's like the physical manifestation of what we are internally. And so movement to me is like a direct entryway right into who you are. And if you're able to use your own movement to challenge yourself and grow and to break free of the limitations that you have, it is you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, my personal passion, and Nina knows this, is really to get as close to quote unquote enlightenment as possible. So the way I do that is really just trying to deepen my awareness every single day, or every single moment technically, or as much as possible. And what I've been realizing with deepening your awareness or getting closer to enlightenment, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, is that it's actually a very simple thing, right? Like you just said, it's about breaking free from these barriers that we have, these restrictions, these entanglements. So even with movement, for example, like running, instead of, let's just say your body and mind is used to 5 minutes of running, making that 5 minutes and 20 seconds of running. It's a bit of a mental and physical resistance that by you just running, you're overcoming that barrier. And so to really deepen your awareness, for those of y'all interested in deepening awareness or consciousness, for me, I think it's just as simple as that. It's really just observing our current limitations and then trying to get through that. There's no need to become a monk and leave society and just forget everyone, everything that you had, leave all your possessions.
But if that's what you want to do, by all means.
Of course, yeah, do what you want. Exactly. I mean, she might have known this too. I actually considered that way back for a bit, just for a moment. But then I realized that, you know, you can integrate. It's like what he's saying, right? It's integrating the material with the immaterial. It's integrating the spiritual with the quote unquote non-spiritual. It's integrating duality. And so it's all possible.
Of course, I have my own limitations too, and most people do. And I think, you know, what keeps you from, as Bruce Lee said, flowing like water, what keeps you from flowing in that way, it's like as you try to flow through your life, when you notice that you get stuck, it's like there is the thing right there that's limiting you from that oneness or enlightenment or whatever you want to call it. But it's like when you hit those walls, it's showing you right there what your limitations are. And if you actually have the awareness to tune into those things and to have the courage to see them, because it can be really hard to look at those limitations, because then you have to realize that maybe you're not what you thought you were, or maybe you're not where you thought you were. But if you can really tune into them, then you can start to break through and keep flowing.
Keep flowing. That's it.
Thank you so much for watching.
If you have any other video reaction requests, comment down below.
And we'll see you next time.